Tim, before we get started, let's just set up Volume 5, Redemption, tell us a little bit about it, and I think you might have something to show us as well.
Well, actually, before I do that, I want to just sort of take a minute to say, I think it was, can it really be 4 years ago? Is that what it was? 4 years ago? This week, I guess? That we came here with a pilot, that's all we had. The show was just sort of a twinkle in all of our eyes. We didn't really have much to show. And we came down here and we showed it to this crowd in a place sort of about this big, I think. And it was because of the fans here that the show became what it became. And we have never forgotten that. And we want to honor you for being here, for standing in line, for being faithful and loyal fans to us all this time. So we're here today to talk about our next volume of the show called Redemption. That you will start to be able to see on September 21st of this year. And just a very quick setup, you know, last year we did a volume called Fugitives, and in that volume we had the government basically tracking down all of our people because they had powers, and we ended that volume and the government is no longer hunting down these people. So now what it means is that every single one of them can go back to their ordinary lives, which is what we're going to do. The problem is, what does an ordinary life look like when you have powers? And how do you fit in? How do you go back to being ordinary? Do you hide? Do you try to assimilate? Do you try to fit in? And that sort of becomes the central question of what we're doing this year. And to sort of typify that kind of an idea, we're creating a new wrinkle in the mythology of the show. This idea that alongside of the show that you've been watching all this time, there was this other group, this kind of family of people who had powers, who had figured out how to live kind of sort of with us and alongside of us, and kind of hide in plain sight. So the idea was we created this idea of a carnival. And you know, if you can breathe fire, then what better way to sort of fit in plain sight than to join a carnival and be able to be the fire eater? So, and they have been hiding for all this time, sort of coming in and out coming in and out of our sort of purview, and now they're ready.
Just waving at people that are waving back at me.
Stealing like
everybody be quiet and pay attention. This is very, very important.
They're going to be notes afterwards. I mean, the test afterwards. So anyway, the carnival will now show itself, and you know what happens when people actually decide that they want to come out and present themselves. Well, that's what sort of the carnival is offering. And rather than me sit up here and pontificate in the way that I'm doing right now, let's go ahead and watch a little bit of it.